What is up, guys? Iden here, and today we have a special Iden video, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, today we are doing the Girls und Panzer Redux review. Yes, I did make a video about this anime many moons ago, but that video sucks. We're putting it in the trash, no siree. We're starting from scratch today with what has slowly, over the course of time, become one of my favorite anime franchises to ever exist. Is this because it's just a genuinely good anime? Well, no, not necessarily. I'll get to that later. As always, if you would like another Girls und Panzer video from this channel in the future, then make sure to get this video to 10k likes. I will talk a lot in this video, but even this video barely even scratches the surface of the Girls und Panzer rabbit hole. This anime is genuinely fucking insane. Feel free to leave a comment with who your favorite character is, or a different anime you would like to see me talk about. And wait a second. Do y'all hear that? I might be hearing things. Wait a second, no, I know this sound. This is the sound of an anime girl's massive Fuda and balls jiggling oppressively. Now, if you are a man or a woman or something in between or neither, this is an inclusive community. If there is blood coursing through your veins right now, then you are almost certainly already thinking what I am thinking. Yup, the girls in this anime are attractive, and that's largely thanks to this big guy named Fukimane Shimada. This man has basically just become a used condom of military waifu anime character designs. Whether it's Girls und Panzer, Strike Witches, Brave Witches, Big Bitches, Small Bitches, or one of the other 7,000 things tied to this guy's name, this man can draw a really good anime girl, especially when they're dying for their country. I mean, just look at her. Don't you just want to run your fingers through her hair and grip her skull until it explodes? And you need to understand that before I bring up the plot, the structure of the series, the appeal, reasons why I like it, you know, the stuff you would normally expect out of a fucking anime review, Iden, I hate you. I'm going to break all the bones in your body because you never get to the point. Look, I need to put a big disclaimer in the beginning of this video. If you're in another tab, or you're not paying attention to the screen for whatever reason, I need you to click back onto the video. I require your full and undivided attention because what I am about to tell you has the potential to literally save your life. Okay, are you ready? Do not look up Girls und Panzer on NHN. Look, that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, there's a good one here and there, every once in a while, but the amount of Fuda you will have to sift through to find something good is such a toxic amount, it could kill you. And just in case the YouTube monetization overlords are watching this part of the video, I would just like to say that I'm not talking about the internet slang term Fuda. I'm actually talking about the Federal Unemployment Tax Act. Actually, the reason I know so much about this Federal Unemployment Tax Act is because I actually lost my job because of Girls und Panzer. Because, oh my fucking god, this anime never ends. One of the most notably unique things about Girls und Panzer is exactly how prolific the series is. If I look up the words Girls und Panzer on AniList, or my anime list if you're a fucking degenerate, I am greeted with the anime, the OVA, another OVA, a movie, another movie, another OVA, another OVA, a movie, another movie, another I think you get the point. If I were to total up the Girls und Panzer animes, it would equate to about 573 minutes of this stuff. Yeah, the premise of this anime is basically ridiculously stupid. We'll go more into detail later, but it really goes to show that this anime existing is literally too good to be true. Like, it makes me think that maybe Girls und Panzer should not exist. I said the name of the video. But in all seriousness, that's kind of a point that I think is important to note. Girls und Panzer is an original anime series, meaning the anime was the first time these bodacious bitches got to see the light of day. And not to get too into the production side of things, but anime original series, especially in the year of our savior 2022, are an absolute rarity. It's just a lot easier, cheaper, and safer, and more likely profitable to just adapt an already popular manga, visual novel, or game. This is why anime originals often fade into obscurity or just aren't made that much anymore because they make significantly less money. That's an extreme oversimplification, but basically, Girls und Panzer said no to all of that shit and rose from the ashes of other original anime that flopped and said, yeah, I'm gonna have 12 different projects with 4 more confirmed on the way because fuck you. And by fuck you, I meant fuck Gump. Have I talked about how attractive the characters in this anime are yet? Okay, so now that I've successfully hooked everybody into the video, let's actually get into the nitty-gritty and talk about the plot. So what is Girls und Panzer about? Well, basically, Girls und Panzer takes place in a post-war society, where the world has basically been entirely globalized. Those fancy schmancy borders in between countries don't really exist anymore, and all high school girls live on boats now because fuck you, stop asking questions. I'm going to enter your house and take all of your belongings if you ask me why one more time. On these boats, girls can enroll in all sorts of extracurricular activities, like making flowers and literal tank warfare, which are equally dangerous, to be completely honest with you. Have you ever tried taking thorns off a rose? Those things will fuck you up. Obviously, considering the fact that the anime's title translates to girls and tank, almost all the female characters we follow in this series are in tanking, or as it's referred to in the anime, senshado. In the anime, senshado is defined as a form of martial arts that involves the use of tanks as weapons. This martial art is exclusive for women who start practicing it as early as from elementary school up to high school, university, and adulthood. And what's even more weird about the society of Girls und Panzer is that the purpose of senshado is for women to grow their self-esteem, assist them in becoming professional and efficient citizens, and develop the characteristics necessary to become good wives and mothers. Yeah, that sounds kind of completely insane, and that's because it is. But I need you to understand that this anime is the GOAT, and the premise kind of leads to what is one of the most batshit insane, crazy, and unique anime you could possibly watch. And here's where things get even weirder, and maybe even a little stereotypical and racially insensitive. Oh dear God, here we go. I don't want to really call these elements of Girls und Panzer problematic, as, well, they don't actually cause any problems, but I definitely can see people watching this series and maybe feeling a little uncomfortable as a result. The writers of Girls und Panzer really love their stereotypes. You see, in the world of Girls und Panzer, each school that competes in the art of senshado is based upon a real-world nation. There's a British school, an American school, an Italian school, Japanese school, so on and so forth. And when it comes to the British school, for example, they are just literally always drinking tea, just in a state of perpetual tea drinking. I mean, at the very least, the writers were kind enough to give them some nice teeth. The French are constantly infighting and unable to get along, which is clearly a parallel to the constant stream of revolutions and their history, and the Italians are just in a constant state of eating pizza. And also, their school is made fun of for being underfunded to the point in which they can't afford real tanks and end up losing multiple times because of it. Also, they literally chant duce for anchovy, which, if I'm not mistaken, is in direct correlation with Benito Mussolini. So, is anchovy literally just the anime girl version of Mussolini? Who's to say? I don't know.
Superficiale e pittoresca di quel pittoresco che io detesto.
I don't think this was the right anime, guys. What am I watching?
But to be honest with you, it's very clearly meant to all be done in good fun, and probably not thought about too much. I just like the idea of poking holes in this aspect of the anime like it's a newborn baby's head. Girls und Panzer is an anime that has some really interesting production. The character animation can be super detailed with this crazy thing called having background characters actually move that you don't really see all that often. But even more so, it contains a lot of really small details that can go over a lot of people's heads. Small stuff like the main character Miho frequently double checking the handle to her door to make sure she's locked it, quirky transitions like this, enough background art and detailed interiors, outfits, and settings to make any anime veteran coom, 2D animated crowd shots, incredibly realistic and detailed depictions of the tanks used in the anime, and really confusing use of CGI. Some of the CGI in the series will really leave you scratching your head, like a lot of the tank versus tank shots or first-person POV chase scenes that make you almost want to throw up out of motion sickness. And like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have seen some of these movies multiple times, and when it comes to this really wonky and weird use of CGI, I can't say I hate it, but I definitely don't love it. I am so genuinely conflicted with how this stuff looks. It feels like someone took my brain and put it in a microwave. I don't even know who I am anymore. Like, you can't tell me some of these scenes don't look like they came straight out of a video game cutscene. Speaking of video game cutscenes, have I introduced you to the Girls und Panzer video game series? Or even the Girls und Panzer manga series? Or the Girls und Panzer own a whole series? I am not making that up. I'm not making that up. However, when it comes to Girls und Panzer, what I've realized over the course of time is that the biggest appeal of this series is the contrast of having cute anime girls go through what is pretty undebatably the worst thing on planet Earth, war. History is kind of fucking tragic. Like, a lot of fucked up stuff has happened on this planet, if you know what I mean. But what Girls in Panzer fundamentally does is it takes the cool part of history, aka, you know, the tanks, and removes it from all the suffering, and instead places it into a cute and cuddly setting so we can appreciate the ingenuity, the engineering, the skills required for something like tanks to exist, and separate them from the context that they were actually used in. Look at this girl in a bikini washing her tank so that she can get a good grade in tanking class. Also, she can have a good husband and go to a great college. It's kind of fucking stupid, but that's exactly what makes it great. Speaking of stupid, boys, have I introduced you to the one and the only Yukari Akiyama, also known as the Sergeant Oddball. Even if you have not watched Girls in Panzer, I feel like the likelihood of you seeing this dubious little goober outside of the context of the series somewhere is pretty high, which is great because Yukari is not even the main character. That title belongs to this girl, Miho Nishizumi. We will get to her later, but in terms of the general public and all the hardcore fans of Girls in Panzer, Yukari by far steals the show in terms of waifuness. Not only has her hair reached just the absolute golden ratio of floof, but she's also probably the best written character in the anime as well. Now personally, I and a lot of other fans of the series think Yukari is autistic, but as it's never really explicitly confirmed within the context of the anime, I'm just going to say that she very clearly socializes with people differently and hyper-focuses on her interests in a way that's very different from the rest of the characters, and I think that's pretty cool. Very small and subtle stuff from body language to wondering if she is or is not included in dialogue that is clearly addressing everyone in the group, to her parents being surprised that she brought friends home. It frequently and accurately depicts problems someone who does lack social skills would run into, without bashing you over the head with the fact that yes, they are a little different. What I'm about to say is gonna piss people off, but I feel like this anime more accurately portrays social anxiety / ineptitude better than another anime that's airing right now that's entirely dedicated to the topic. I'm talking about Komi-san. What's great about Yukari's nickname of Sergeant Oddball is it's something that she makes up on the fly while doing recon on another school. The recon she does do on other schools throughout the anime are all filmed and edited by her, and it's all animated in this unique first-person POV, like you're watching some Baldwin Bankrupt shit or something. What's important about her calling herself Sergeant Oddball is that name comes from this guy, from this movie, one of her favorite movies, that she makes other people watch. That's like diegetic or something. Yukari is a real big tank nerd, and the anime never holds the brakes from reminding you that. She's constantly giving fun facts about tanks from the top of her head. Her entire bedroom is covered in tank memorabilia. She sings tank songs with another character, Erwin. Asks to see her feet. It gets a little weird. But one of the most popular and commonly shared memes of Girls in Panzer is this gif of Yukari, our beloved Sergeant Oddball, falling down a snowy hill and dying. I'm sure you've seen it. And prior to ever watching the anime, I also saw this gif, and I always wondered what the context was. And, well, the context is she purposely falls over just so she can get the blood rush of falling down a hill. Because in Yukari's little stupid, dumb, idiot brain, this is what's cool. And this all coexists right alongside her main character, Miho Nishizumi, who has one of the objectively worst character traits I have ever seen handled by an anime ever. This girl basically has PTSD from her last tanking school she went to due to some type of accident or something, and moves in the first episode so that she can stop tanking. She moves to Oodai High School for the sole purpose that this school does not teach Sencha-do, so that she can escape her family's tradition of women who are greatly skilled in the arts, and you know, that's like entirely valid and could have totally been its own anime. Escaping family lineage and doing what you want to do isn't easy, and it comes with a lot of sacrifice and requires the ability to truly believe in yourself. Except that's not what this anime is about at all. Once she moves to Oodai, they just start the tanking team up again and basically force her onto the team. And then in the next couple of episodes, she overcomes her PTSD through the power of friendship? What the fuck? Okay, not really the direction I would assume they would go with this type of story, but sure, that is a direction you can take, I guess. It's like airdropping your grandpa who fought in Vietnam right back in the jungle with no food or water. Like, I don't know, maybe he'll just get along with the local population and forget all about that stuff. If it sounds like I'm reaching to poke holes in this story, that's 100% because I am. I would like to reemphasize that I do really like this anime. At the end of the day, Girls und Panzer really isn't that serious of an anime, so it doesn't really have to handle these topics all that well. I would honestly say that a very large portion of the audience for this series, especially in the West, doesn't even watch this because it's anime. They watch it because of the tanks and references to world wars, military movies, and history. Between the several collaborations with World of Tanks and other forms of non-anime adjacent mediums, it's pretty safe to say that not all Girls und Panzer fans would even classify themselves as anime fans, which I can only imagine would be a little awkward for them once you take into account all of the Look guys, it would appear that we have lost track of the purpose of this video. So you know what that means, right? Yup! It's the perfect time to cut to a commercial break. Guys, everyone gets thirsty, even the girls in Girls und Panzer who have to suffer the pains of tank warfare. Whether they're in the fields, hills, snowy mountains, Italian cities, or the jungles, these bitches get thirsty, which is why I'm proud to announce my official partnership with Gamer Subs. Here, quick, Yukari, drink this. Drink it. Why is it not work? I'm putting it in your mouth. You see, whenever I'm on a late night anime binge, watching these tank girls get blown to absolute smithereens, you know what I feel in my heart? I, Korwaiden, feel that I need to be more of a gamer. So instead of booting up the Girls und Panzer video game, I drink Gamer Subs. And so does Yukari. I promise, just look, she's enjoying it. Eat it! Gamer Subs is a 0-calorie energy drink that is monumentally better for your health than other sugary sodas or energy drinks. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, in the past I was genuinely addicted to energy drinks. And yeah, my kidneys were crying. But with Gamer Subs, my kidneys are looking so good that people keep DMing me trying to harvest them. What's even more awesome is that you can use the link below to get free Gamer Subs samples right now. Just click the link in the description and you get free samples. It's pretty easy. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Anchovy and her army of poor Italian high school girls would do it, so why wouldn't you? Or if you would actually like to buy one of these tubs, which I most definitely recommend you do, you can get 10% off with code Eden. Like, you can get this tub for $30 and it gives you 60 servings. It tastes good, it's cost effective, and you would be doing me a very big favor by checking them out. So make sure you click the link in the description to check it out. Okay, I finished the sponsor segment. You could put the gun down now. Jeez. Okay, so now that I'm done being a sellout pig, there's something in this review that needs to change. Over the course of this video, I have talked about like 3 characters in detail. The silly one, the one with PTSD, and the literal Italian fascist. And that's no good. That actually means I'm doing a really bad job because this anime has a lot of characters and they're kind of a really large part of the appeal of this anime. So welcome to my favorite segment of the video where I talk about my favorite Girls und Panzer characters. Yes, I am just as excited as you guys are. It's truly an honor just to be here. Now, I'm going to bring up something that might be a little bit controversial, but you know, we've definitely been through a lot over the course of this road trip of a video, so I'm gonna need you to bear with me. I am going to bring up the French. Yes, I know, it's kind of fucked up, I'm sorry. BC Freedom Academy is one of the schools our main characters at Orai Girls Academy has the pleasure of going against in Senchado, and I have the pleasure of watching. I mean, just look at how this woman moves. How does she do that? That's actually really interesting. In the first Girls und Panzer movie, titled Girls und Panzer Das Finale Part 1, have I told you that there's already confirmed to be up to 7 parts and possibly more in the future? In this movie, they face off in the beginning of this tournament arc. The main characters win, blah blah, they use the power of friendship. But what exists amongst these French people, if you will, are some of the funniest characters I have ever had the privilege of watching in action. Most notably, my beautiful tan queen, Rena Ando, who is definitely going in one of my jars. I just have to go find it. What's interesting about Rena, one of the only tan characters, is that at her high school, they literally make her part of the lower class. Moving on. I really like this anime girl for a lot of reasons. She's got a lot of bark to her bite, but I do have to mention that if you find this anime girl attractive, then that probably means you're a little gay, as her character design is loosely based upon Andre Grenadier from Rose of Versailles. So basically, what I'm saying is, I like men. Another cool character from Girls und Panzer is Erwin. She's basically a super nerdy tank fan similar to Yukari. They get along like 2 peas in a pod, but unlike her, she's capable of being tact and basically has socialization skills, which is useful. I don't know. Her character is based off of Erwin Rommel. I sure hope that guy didn't do anything bad in history. Okay, enough with the problematic characters. I want some good old wholesome fun, which is why I'm happy to introduce Anzu Kadotani, who is student council president and one of the more important members of the Orai Girls Academy Senchado team. Coming in at a whopping 142 centimeters. This girl is very small, like this small. But unlike other small anime girls, she is not loud, she is not quick to anger, anger, nor is she the quiet type, nor is she a kudere or any of those tropes that they always give lolly anime girls. What makes Anzu Kadotani so unique and likable in my opinion, aside from that forehead that's so big you could land an entire plane on it, is what I like to call big dick energy. Oh, what's that? A new girl just transferred in and has literal PTSD from a horrible tanking accident where she almost died? That doesn't matter. Force her to join the team anyways. Oh, you're being bombarded by tank shells from the enemy team? Doesn't matter. Continue eating your sweet dried potatoes. Oh, what's that? Your team lost against the British? And now you all have to do this embarrassing dance that honestly made me really uncomfortable. Like, what the fuck was going on in this scene? Seriously. What am I supposed to be feeling? Why am I watching this? Can anyone in the comments explain why they did this? This actually scared me the first time I watched it. I want to go home. I want to go home. But you know who wasn't scared? Anzu Kadotani, because she's the only character with enough big dick energy to have a smile the entire time she does the dance. You see, Anzu isn't this little fragile anime girl that would shatter into a billion pieces if she fell onto the ground. This is a strong woman who, did I mention, is 18, by the way. I just really feel like clarifying that, not, you know, I just want to really throw it out there. This is a strong woman. Like, just look at the way she sits. It's like your dad just got back from his 10-hour shift at the factory and sat down in his dad chair, opening a can of beer, lifting up his shirt to reveal a giant dad gut pot belly, and he's just watching a sports game. If Anzu Kadotani was my wife, I would let her mansplain anything to me. I would let her manspread all across the sea. It's your reign. I would happily be the victim of domestic violence, and I think I should cut things off here before we get any more weirder. Mako Reize. She's cute, smart, and sleeps a lot. Yeah, no, that's about it. Ideal wife, to be honest. I know I promised I was done with problematic elements of this anime, but I have to talk about Stalin Lolly. No Girls in Panzer video is complete unless you mention Stalin Lolly. Now, I know putting the words Stalin and Lolly together is like the most tonal whiplash thing you've ever heard of. It doesn't really sound like a good idea, and I get that. You know, I can see where you're coming from when you say that. Her name is Katyusha, coming in at a groundbreaking 127 centimeters. The first thing you probably will notice is look how small she is. She's so small. What the fuck? How are you so small? 17 years old. 17 years old, you have got to be fucked. This is where I draw the line. Anime, you can't keep getting away with this. She literally rides on people's shoulders because she's too short. Like, what is this? According to the wiki, Katyusha is the shortest character to appear in the show thus far. This could be in reference to Joseph Stalin, premier of the Soviet Union during World War II, who stood at a mere 163 centimeters or 5'4". You fucking manlet. Stalin Lolly is your basic childish lolly, whose character is loosely based upon Stalin. She's the commander of the Soviet Union School, also known as Pravda High School, which this totally doesn't look like a hammer and sickle, right guys? We're good? We're good? Okay. While I don't necessarily like Stalin Lolly that much as a character, I do have to say that I think the episodes where Orai goes against the Soviet school are some of the best episodes of the entire anime. Yukari literally commits a war crime by stealing uniforms and pretending to be a part of the other school. It's the best episode in the entire anime, if I'm being honest. And it wouldn't be the same if I didn't have cute little anime version of one of the worst people to ever live on planet Earth. Also, I wasn't joking. That's actually a war crime. Yukari, what the fuck? So overall, Girls in Panzer is one of my favorite anime franchises because there's literal depictions of Mussolini, Stalin, Nazi Germany, a lot of really good fan service, some of the goofiest goofballs known to man, a lot of production quality that just doesn't exist outside of this animation studio, a rich appreciation for history, tanks, and everything in between, and a premise that's so stupid you become numb to everything pretty fast. Guys, I just made a video about an anime where high school girls try to kill each other with tanks like it's any other sport. What the fuck? Look, all I know is that Orai High School is probably going to win the tournament arc because they were smart enough to click the link in the description to visit GamerSupps, and I'm pretty sure they used code Eden for 10% off at checkout. Alright, I'm gonna read some patrons. So huge thanks to
Capitan, Rover Rope, Daniel Fitch, Adam, After Storm, From Brian, Burnt Burrito, Dusk, Everly 2, Amy Wright, Jacob, K-Moy, Kona Kona, Megaton, Mental Penalty, Noobside, Nosame, Overlord Scooby, Praise and Nerf, Puggy for 20, Robert, Chicken, Derp Cloud, Ducktoad, Wild the Guy, Zora, Mirage, Chugsworth, and all my other patrons.